we're going to discuss about mass media as popular culture. Have you heard of the term popular culture? Hello? Anyone? Have you heard of the term popular culture?
No po, ma'am.
Yes,
Huh? Hindi ko kayo narinig. Anyone?
yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what have you what can you remember about what popular culture is? Miss Bahaw?
Something that is still practiced for today's era,
And
ma'am.
Miss Bahaw?
Um, Traditions that are still practiced to this day, ma'am.
Da? Bakit hindi ko marinig ito? Again daw, kasi pinaano ko na, nilakasan ko ang aking audio.
Traditions that are still practiced to this day, ma'am.
Traditions? Did you say traditions?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you remember, or if you are asked, because you are sociology majors, if you are asked by those who are not sociology, who have not taken sociology, and if you are asked, what is culture? What will you say? You can write your answer the in-call messages. If you're asked to say something because they would like to know, so what is really culture? Because of course the word culture has always been it's a common word that is commonly mentioned in conversations, especially if you are new to a place. What do you remember? I don't like you to look at your notes. Just what is in your mind, since you are major students. So there must be that so-called stored knowledge of what culture is. So I would like you to give an answer based on that, not based on the book, not based on the notes. Bali, that stored knowledge you have of what culture is. Please just encode on the in-call messages, well, for others, but you may also verbalize your answer. So for those who will find difficulty in using the microphone of your gadget, may write. Okay, let me call on Aliyah. If you are asked, what is culture, Aliyah? What will you say? Since we're going to discuss today media as a popular culture. So, what is culture? First and foremost, we're to break down again the concepts used in discussion. Aliyah,
Ma'am, for me, ma'am, culture, ma'am, is yung all the way of life, like practices and beliefs.
okay. Practices and beliefs. Yun din ang sinabi ni Amer. Set of practices and beliefs. What about the others? Si Maruhom. Puti. Putri Samina.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, kung ikaw naman ang tinatanong,
Culture po, ma'am.
mm,
Is an art po, ma'am. Is an,
may dagdag pa? Si Amen. Miss Amen. Hello, Miss Amen. So, nandyan ba si Miss Amen? Okay, ikaw na lang, Miss Bahaw. What can you add to that? Kasali si Hasna dito sa klase natin, di ba? Nakalimutan ko mo gumawa ng anong group chat pala. So, I'm making it now. Okay, so nagawa ko na yung group chat. And please, yung na-member lang muna dito ay kayo, no? Amer, Antap. And just add the rest na lang. Okay, tingnan nyo yung inyong messenger. Okay, add na lang yung mga iba. Okay, so to continue, I've asked you, because we're going to discuss about social media as a popular culture. Now, previously, we've discussed about sociology, sociology of media as an agent of socialization. Okay, socialization of each individual as part of the bigger culture. and that usually from whom you have bought, there are influences. So media is offering to you what many things, and then what influences are there that you have gotten from the media, or what the individual has gotten from the media as an influence to the individual's attitude, the individual's behavior. So now we are discussing sociology of media as a popular culture. So first, we must remember what culture is. So as I've mentioned, that culture is a widely used term by just anyone, not even in regular normal conversation. Sometimes you are going to credit culture for how people behave in society. That you are going to say, um, because that's part of their culture. Like for example, uh, this is the time that the Islam believers are having their Ramadan, and so we are going to say it's part of their culture. And as I've asked you what it is, what culture is, based on your stored knowledge, so you're saying that culture is a set of beliefs, practices. So, swak na diha ang Ramadan, di ba? Way of life, okay? So, that's why culture differs from one society to another. Because what may be, so that's why we say that culture is relative. Culture is relative because what may be practiced in your society as a people, like for example, the Maranaos of Marawi City and even the Maranaos are living in different parts of the Philippines. But we know that Marawi is where Maranaos really are. But there are Maranaos in other parts of the country as well. And so when we say the practice of Ramadan, when you go to Marawi City, it is really where it is widely practiced because Marawi City is widely occupied by, as a majority, the Maranaos themselves. So while other Maranaos practice Ramadan wherever they may be, but it's possible that it's just practiced in that particular home where they are living. When they go outside, it's not practiced by other people because it's not uh, a Muslim dominated area. But in Muslim dominated areas or countries like Saudi, okay, and then particularly as a city, Marawi City, it's widely practiced. So that makes culture as relative. No, not everyone practice that. It's just practiced by certain groups of people. Okay. So like in the Christian community as well, but not all Christians, particularly the Roman Catholic religion. So those who profess the Roman Catholic religion at this point in time, they are also into the Lenten season. So it's largely religious. But why are we mentioning this? Because culture is a complex whole, according to Taylor, if you remember, that's discussed in your basic sociology. It's a complex whole which includes knowledge, beliefs, di ba? Including uh, arts. So, na-mention na yan kanina rin yung arts. Including religion. Oh, or actually, it's not religion that is being said, but beliefs. So beliefs, there are so many kinds of beliefs, and religion is one of those under the beliefs. Meron pa doon traditions, di ba? That you have mentioned. Morals. So those are all religion. Those are all part of culture, because culture is really very broad. Okay. So we're saying those examples which are under beliefs, particularly religious beliefs, because there are many other beliefs like scientific beliefs. So those researches that are based on science, scientific um, methodologies are part of culture. And so is religious beliefs. And in the religious beliefs, we have so many different kinds of religious beliefs. So we've just mentioned as examples the Muslim or Islam as a religious belief, and then the Christian, particularly the Roman Catholic beliefs. Yun, no? Ang culture. So now, there is, uh, it's not just culture, but two words, popular culture, to which mass media belongs to. So popular culture, when you say popular, popular, of course you understand what popular is. Where does the word popular come from? It comes from popular, population, right? So what do the population? So when you say population, it includes all. That's why, again, it's another term for mass. We understand before that we mentioned, di ba? We discussed that mass cuts across all ages. So tanan tao part of mass. Regardless of age, regardless of sex, regardless of um, economic status, everyone is a part of that mass. Everyone is a part. That mass is what makes up the so-called population. So we have the Filipino population in the Philippines. Okay, we have the American population in the United States. So something like that. The French population in France. Okay. The Chinese population in China. Okay. So popular. What is popular in the Philippines? And of course, there is also that um, boundless form of being popular. Like it's popular not just in the Philippines. It's popular in Asia. Or it's not just popular in Asia. It's popular in the world. Okay. So like, okay, let me share now my screen. Uh, where is it? Wait. Okay, this one. But the screen is not shown in the recorded video, no? Ako lang nakikita doon sa recorded video. Paano kaya masali yung screen? Do you have idea kung paano? Pero napansin ko sa recorded video na ako lang doon. Anyway, so let's proceed. So the mass media as popular culture. So popular culture, when we say popular culture, is population-based culture. So how widespread is that culture being practiced by people in that particular society? We go national, how popular does that practice being done by people in the Philippines? We go global, in the world, how popular is that? Now, To better understand what popular culture is, let us differentiate it with high culture. So there is the so-called high culture, which is the opposite of popular culture. The high culture, in a way, is not boundless. When we say boundless, it includes everyone, okay? But this is not boundless. It is only exclusively or limited to the people who are considered to be in the middle and upper class. So what are they? So for example, opera. You have heard maybe of an opera concert? No, opera. What is opera? Um, in terms of that, because it's a concert, no, it's made up of, that concert is about, you know, singing a particular genre of songs. So what is that genre of song sa opera? Di ba naka-ano na mo og opera? Mga Pavarotti, for example. Have you heard of that? You just, if your answer is yes, you can just raise your hand para maka... So I also know that you know something of what I'm talking about here. Anyone? Pag-raise lang og hand. You are aware of Pavarotti. No? Oy, don't forget the ano ha? Meron kayong gagawin dito sa in-call messages. So I'd like to know uh, if you are aware of Pavarotti, Luciano Pavarotti. And there are many other opera singers. No, that is very English because, that's in Europe. Kutong middle and upper class, when you are going to attend a concert that is so-called opera, the ticket is so really very expensive. That's why it can be only afforded by the middle and upper class. No? Like we have opera singers. Kana mga nasa Broadway usually. Uh, that kind of song differs from what is popular. The popular song you can listen to your Spotify. I'm not sure if, do you have a Spotify account? O mag-raise hand lang kayo kung meron. I'm not sure if there is opera songs in there, but let's, yeah. Pagsabi daw kayo kung meron bang opera, teka, meron akong Spotify dito. Be? Search ko nga, Pavarotti. Meron din. Meron pa ba? Ay, I'd like you to listen to a Pavarotti, no? Paano ba yung pagkanta niya? Okay, have you heard of that? Have you heard of that? That's a opera. Okay, so that's considered to be high culture, the modern art, modernist architecture. So those that are in a museum, that's the high culture. Basta as long as there is that, either any cultural whatever, no? Either material or non-material. Kasi non-material man ang opera because it's singing, no? Material culture, mga architecture, um, those that involve buildings, no? So all those that are of high value that not all people can afford, but we can say that only the middle and the upper class can afford. Everything that falls into that category will be considered as high culture, okay? Para madali for us to understand. So kung dili ma-afford by everyone, only the middle and the upper class can afford sa ticket, or like you have to go to France, you have to fly international for you to be able to visit these architectures, to see these architectures. So that will be high culture. Now, mass media as a popular culture. And what is that? Popular culture is accessible and broadly shared, especially among ordinary folks. No? Ordinary folks. So even the ordinary folks in the society will be able to access that. So um, movies are not just confined nowadays in movie houses, right? You can watch a movie even in television, no? So television as part of that popular culture. Radio, so there are mga drama in the radio, mga radio programs, and even radio programs nowadays you can find in your smartphones, di ba? If you are on Facebook, for example, Facebook as part of popular culture, if you are there, you can even access, di ba, movies, TV shows, mga shortened lang. Pero napud uban nga, you can really watch movies, right? And even the radio programs are also being shown and hosted and uploaded in the on Facebook, and is accessible by many people through the use of their cell phone. And genre that is fiction. Fiction, of course, this is very much interrelated when you say the genre that is fiction. So it's not, it's just conjured in the mind, di ba? Fictitious movie in the movie, di ba? Parang sinulat lang. It's not a documentary, because when you're going to say documentary, it is based on real life. There is also fiction in TV series, di ba? But we have also the so-called reality TV show, no? Reality TV show, just like PBB, di ba? That's reality TV show. Or the living with the, ano to? Living with the Kardashians, if you have heard of that. But we also have a local version of that, no? With the living with the, or the Kardashians lang siguro, or living with the Kardashians. Basta, the Kardashians, they have a family reality TV show. And of course, that is international in scope, because it can be accessed by different countries. And Gutierrez, ano mga silang Raymond Gutierrez, Rofa Gutierrez, as a family, they also have a reality TV show as a family, parang the Kardashian show. And that is, of course, national level in the Philippines, because they are Filipinos. So, with regards to this genre, we either have fiction or reality TV. And the music as well. How popular is that? Popular, when you say popular, it depends on where. No, it may be popular in this particular society only, national level of the society, or it can be popular internationally. Like, di ba, we have ranking of billboards, di ba? It's, or charts when it comes to music. It's number one. Oh, grabe nga good kong number one, no? It's number one in the UK, di ba? Billboard. Or it's number one in the US. It's number one in the Philippines. Ano kaya yung mga number one? I-assignment ko yan sa inyo, no? As an assignment. Because there is really ranking when it comes to music, because we have the so-called MRS, most requested song, and because of that requested song, the music industry will be able to rank the songs according to requests, as to its number one or what. Even in Spotify, maybe you have the ranking of the music. Anyway, so as an assignment, um, you can as an assignment, uh, find out what are the songs that are in the top ten in the Philippines. Just put a date to that, okay? Para na lang iba-iba na lang, no? Iba-ibang iba-ibang taon kayo. Popular in year 2000, for example, or popular this year, 2022. Oh, presently, or what's popular in the millennium, what's popular in the 90s. O sige, na lang, piliin nyo na lang kung saan kayo doon, or i-post ko na lang doon, no? Or you can pili. You can choose. In the Philippines, tapos, as compared to in other countries, maybe mga 3 countries siguro, no? Pwede. Yan. So, as a popular, I'm going to give you a reading with regards to the popular culture in the Philippines, the history of the popular culture in the Philippines, as to how popular culture in the Philippines evolved through time. So, i-post ko na lang sa natin, ating Google Classroom. Can you show yourself on screen for our Google Meet screenshot? And I'm reminding you also of the attendance via attendance code on in-call messages. Okay, nakikita ko si Putri Samina pa. So, can you show yourselves? Others? Okay. Okay. Sige, sige. Sige. Nakita ko na kayo. Si Aliyah ay parang mata lang. Pakita mo naman yung iyong baba. Bakit mata lang yung nakikita? Ang gano'n. O, di ba? Pakita yung dimple. O, sige. Ipakita mo na ngayon. Hindi pa ako nakakuha. Sige, 1, 2, ready. Ayan. O, di tapos na. Nice seeing you, girls. Ang ganda ng kulay ng curtain nyo, Aliyah. Favorite ko yan. So, oh, wow. Nice, nice. So, i-add nyo tong mga ibang doon sa GC natin. Next week pala kayo ba holiday? Hindi pa kayo lahat nakasulat sa in-call messages ng inyong attendance code. You write your attendance code. Okay, do you have any questions? Ilagay ko na lang yung assignment doon, no? Meron pa kayong question na hindi nasagutan, ha? So, yun lang. Very, very short lang ang natin. Lecture.